Good morning, everyone. I know what this vlog is gonna be about. Oh my god. Wait though. Before I tell you how did I show you? Sorry guys. I'm still like really jumbled. So if that shows in like my speech, apologies. It's because that's like just doing my best. Anyways, it's a triple decker record player, cassette player, and CD player that I got from the thrift store for $50. It did come with 2 speakers, but one of like the ports inside the machine doesn't work, so the speaker doesn't play, but like I don't mind. That's more room for me anyways. I originally had it over here next to like all the records that I just put back, but when you walked into my room, it made it look like really squished. So this makes it look like you can't even see that like when you open the door. So it makes the space look so much more open. Anyways, we're going on a hike. We're going on a hike. Ugh. So let me show you my hiking bag. I think I've only used this guy like probably 2 times. Basically, I went on a couple hikes in April 2025. Just like random places, honestly. And I never went back. Like I just went to a few random places like once, and I was like, okay, bye. Okay, so I guess there's literally nothing in here. The only thing I'm a little sad about is that they said that there may be harmful algae growing where I'm going. I'm gonna get the stuff that I need to pack like together, and then I will come back. Okay, fit check. It's literally just black and green, but yay. And then I have my deer print socks because they're like, it's thick enough so that I'm not like cold or scraping my foot against my boot, but it's also thin enough that it won't like stay super wet if I accidentally step in water. Okay, so first we're packing a poncho because there is a chance of rain. It's literally, hey, oh my, okay, rude. Oh, okay. I already put all my like personal shit in that top pocket. Isn't that so convenient to just, ow, I just hit myself. Oh. Anyways, lunch, you can go like right there because this backpack has multiple pockets. If they don't shut them, they'll be chesses up, but they're not. I should just accept it. That's just who they are. Tomorrow, I think I'm gonna take him back to one of the parks because I've been off my game for a while because I've been depressed. But he deserves it. My little baby deserves it, and I can't put it off much longer. But I need a me moment before I can give to him moment. Hey, we're on the road. Yeah, I just think we're definitely getting some delays. I tried to go to the gas station to get a Gatorade. There's no parking. So I went to 7-Eleven. And now we're leaving 7-Eleven. So we're officially on our way at 11 a.m. Guys, I'll be so for real. I wanted to get there at 9. But I slept in till 9. I let the fucking sleeping in demons get to me. There's some shit in my pocket? No. Oh, my door's open. What? That's why it wouldn't lock. I was scared because it made it look like my lock button was broken, and I was like, hey. So yeah, I guess I should talk about like why I'm going on the hike. Also, I'm not comfortable. Okay, that's all right. I can just feel like the littlest bit of hair from this like falling and touching me, and it's not pleasant. And yep, that just made it 10 times worse, and I'm driving, so I can't do shit. Great. Why I'm going on this hike. Number one, I feel like I just need to like lock back into myself, and I keep doing that by doing hard things, IG, progressively harder, you could say. So yeah, I guess this is just another progressively hard thing. I guess I should mention now, the hike is, oh my god, are you know, it's okay. It's because it's a bunch of people making a left turn, so we could easily just go, but no. But you know, maybe it looks like they're discussing GPS instructions in there, so whatever, this is giving me the opportunity to do this. Oh god, I didn't put it in enough. You didn't what? My hair, like the ends, you get what I mean? But now my buns look completely different. So like, bro, it's always a fucking Prius. Yeah, they have no fucking idea where they're going, bro. They didn't even turn right. They went straight. It's okay though. It's okay. Everyone has those days. I've definitely had those moments looking like a dumbass, you know? It's just mildly annoying to everyone else. But it's okay to be mildly annoying sometimes. So yeah, I guess I'm doing this hike to lock back in. And I am going to reflect on some of the things that happened to me in 2025, and more so I'm going to reflect on how I was affected by the things and what I learned and how it changed me, basically, because the specifics of the things, it's really specific to me, because we're all individuals, you know? So there's that, but I want to connect on a more universal level, I guess, with people. And I think talking about like what I learned, how it made me feel, stuff like that is more relatable. So yeah. And also, I don't know, it's just like, if we're talking about another thing I learned in 2025, I used to be like the biggest open book, and I feel like I'm like honest. I am, but I guess I learned the difference between like being like authentic and honest and over explaining, because when you're authentic and honest, I don't have to like say a lot, I guess. I mean, I do talk a lot, but it's different, and for some reason my mind is like not being able to tell you how it's different, but it's just the difference between being like yourself and not feeling like you have to explain every aspect of your existence. And when I did feel like that, I felt chronically misunderstood. I felt chronically misunderstood because I would explain so much. I just was like, please guys, like, somebody understand me, somebody see me, and they didn't. Like, somewhat, but I guess it was never in the way that made my past self feel whole, it always still felt like something was missing. And I think I learned in 2025 that missing piece is me. Yeah, guys, that missing piece was me. And once I actually accepted that it is going to be extremely difficult for most people to understand my very, like, personal and individual experiences, I guess you could say I kind of stopped craving it. And I just started giving it more to myself, to others. And it feels good. I don't know. I guess there's not much else to say on that. Oh, okay. So did I mention that this hike it's about 3 miles in and out, and it's 1,000-foot elevation gain on the way back? I know, but I did it before, and actually I really was not that sore. Okay, little rhymer. This is the only trail I've ever hiked in, like, the hiking boots that I'm wearing too. And I didn't even know they were hiking boots. I just got them at the thrift. I think they're more so like snow boots, maybe. I don't know. But it actually felt kind of good. Like, the ankle supported, the toes spacious, because we all know about Cowles Mountain. So I knew I wasn't going to be able to wear those shits again, because if I was going like 1,000 feet down, like, it's actually, I feel like, because it's spread across 3 miles, it's not super steep at, like, most points. It's pretty good. The cloud formations are fucking amazing, guys. Let's see if I can show you. Like, a little low is the problem, but I think you can see that. All right, y'all. This is what we're working with weather-wise. I think it's very nice. There's a good chill. I immediately had to put on the thick jacket, so I'm actually very, very glad I brought that. All right, it just started. I figure I'll do the reflecting now and then just do, like, the on the way back. So yeah, also I did just want to show my handy dandy water bottle. I'm using my car's keys, carabiners. I think my bangs are just gonna be like this, guys, for a good chunk of this, because it's windy. It's windy and it's cold, but, like, that's kind of great. So it's okay. Really don't mind. Okay, let's get started. Let's get started with things I learned in 2025. I don't know if this is gonna be like a top 10, top 20. We'll see. Okay, so I guess I'll go in, like, chronological order. So number 1, this one's a little funny, you know. Well, I would say the general lesson is, don't try to get over someone by liking someone else. Hey, sorry, I'm editing, and here's the problem. I started off the list without doing consecutive numbers, so I basically, but then I made up, like, I don't even know. I went from 1 to 4, so I need 2 and 3 is the thing, and because I don't stop sequencing it, so that would just be, like, weird for you guys to be like 1 or like 4. Where's 2 and 3? Right here. Okay, I got them. Basically, number 2 is I learned to care a lot less about what people think, or, like, the thoughts that they may be having about me. I did a subtle retraining in 2025 where I would just, like, give myself grace and understanding. And yeah, it kind of helped me there. So that's how I stopped that for the most part. Anyways, number 3 is I learned how to be more consistent with like my health and other habits this year, but that doesn't mean I've been consistent like the entire year. I just learned how to be more consistent, and more consistent for me is like, I don't know, like doing something for like more than like 2-3 months straight. That's probably like when I cap out, except for Kung Fu. That's genuinely the only thing that's like stuck for like a long time. But that's because like, well, not just because of this, but I think something that made it really easy is routine and going like the exact same days and times. Don't know, just think that helped. Okay, anyways, let's get back to the video. Well, yeah, I just realized I really do have a problem with people touching me, I guess. Which is something that I just didn't realize, because I mean, it was COVID for a while. That definitely may have affected it too. And yeah, so I just didn't really have people that didn't know touching me. But then when I did, I was like, oh, I really don't like this. And I feel like I healed a lot of like that fear. So it's not a lot of fear there anymore, but it's still like okay to be uncomfortable with physical touch. That's another thing. That's like something that I constantly, or like, I would say the first half of this year, I thought like I needed to fix that. Like that it was my fault for being uncomfortable when someone touched me in a way that made me uncomfortable, I guess. And it's not, though. We're all different, and we all like have different preferences, different comfortability levels. All of that is okay. And you know what? Lesson number 5 I learned is, I guess, just don't try to change yourself for people who don't accept you. And yeah, that's just a big one that I've learned this year. Because, well, the reason why you shouldn't change for people to accept you, at least in my experience, is that they're always going to demand more out of you. They're always going to demand more change until you feel like a husk of the person that you once were. And then you have to go back and you have to build all that shit back up again. And I don't know, like, I mean, there's no point in saying, like, how do I say it? Like, to regret what happened, I guess. Hey, number 6. There's no time to regret the past. There's only time to change the future. And that's actually hilarious, because I do kind of spend a lot of time ruminating, which I really don't try to, but I guess another lesson I learned too was don't try to put like, so this is 7. Don't try to put like an end time on your grief, you could say. And don't try to suppress it. When my childhood dog died in 2023, I was coming home from LA visiting one of my half-sisters, and so I came home, we put him down, and then I went to work, and I worked like a 6-hour shift, I'm pretty sure. And yeah. Sorry, I thought I heard people. And that was probably not the right decision to do, but, you know, my little autistic brain, my manager said nobody could call out because we had no one to call in, so, like, why would I call? And then I got there, and I was like, yeah, I just put my dog down. I didn't say it like that, you know, but she was like, why are you here? And I was like, you said no one could call out. Like, what do you, I'm here because you told me to be. People were walking by. It okay though? I guess this is like, if I were adding this on to 7, so 7 was like, don't try to put an end cap on your grief or whatever. And then I think additionally with that 0.7b would be, I guess, don't deny the size of your grief, because I think a lot of people kind of give me a side eye or look at me funny when I express my grief about my job, my past job. They're like, it was just a job, but it wasn't. Oh yeah, but it wasn't just a job for me. It was my life. So much of my life. And I started working there when I was 16, so it was just such like formative years for me. And the people that I worked with changed me in so many different ways, in ways that I didn't think I could even be influenced, if that makes sense. And I guess maybe that's where the grief comes from more than just like, well, it's both. But basically, they killed off that girl I knew. My little 17-year-old self. And I do grieve that a lot. And I grieve the innocent perspective I guess I had. And the belief that people would listen to me when I said I was hurting. All of that died. And I think that's actually, that leads me to number 8 in a way, because another thing I guess I learned in 2025 was, I guess, not to believe things so naively, because I'm still a believer, guys. Like, ooh, it's getting a little toasty. It's because the sun's like right there shining down on me. I'm still a believer, and I trust, but now I trust in God and the universe and myself, when before I trusted people and systems to be good, and I was shown that they are not all the time. And anyways, let me show you guys the view, and I'm gonna keep walking because it's so good. Why yes, I remember the first time I did this hike, I was like, oh, I wish it led to down there, because I mean, I didn't know, but it freaking does, bro. Like, that's how remote, far from society it is. It's perfect. Yeah, I'm so excited. Number 9, let people. This is, I guess, something that I learned in love too, that I was gonna come to, but I guess we're here now. So basically, I was in love with my best friend from like, well, probably like repressed since like 2021, but I realized it like summer of 2024. And then that's who number 1 was about, like who I was trying to move on from in the winter. of 2024. Didn't work. And then we're in spring of 2025, right? And did this person basically like play in my face and lead me on? Yes, completely. But we're not really going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how I had such like this idea, basically. A whole entire family walked by after I said that. Wonderful. Who cares? Anyways, yeah, so more so what I thought. Basically, I just felt like so, I guess, on top of the world with this person when, you know, things were good. And I just had I had such an idea in my mind. Like, I literally wanted to marry this person, guys. Straight up. And I just kind of was like, why can't you see how good we are together, basically? I was like, you just have to, like, reach your potential. So I had this perspective, and I'm like, why can't you see? But then I learned, you know what? If this person doesn't think that this is best, they know themselves better than me. So I should just let them. And I did. And then on the other side of the coin, I think I learned this in 2024 as well, because I had to deal with a lot of misconceptions about me due to my autism and my different communication style. Sorry, no, it's fucking annoying. It's fucking annoying not to be understood, okay? Moving on to number 10, I learned to keep my mouth shut. I think I also said this in the car, but I guess what I mean too is I had more of an intuition about it, you could say. There were just so many times where, you know, awkward silence, like riding back to the parking lot, or just so many times where my voice would have filled the space and I had a feeling to be quiet. You know, that was literally like probably like 5 months before I got fired, and I was like, bro, you fucking knew, like, your intuition knew this wasn't a safe place for you before you even knew, literally, that it wasn't a safe place for you. Like, what the fuck? Intuition's so funny like that. So number 11, I only have one hand, so that's how I have to do it, guys. Number 11 is trust your freaking intuition, chat. There's a bench over there. I'm gonna take a little break. And that is something that was very hard for me, I guess you can say. Because at least for me, I literally always learned, like, oh no, I don't know best. Like, not like I don't know anything, but low key, that's kind of what I feel like I was taught by my rents and stuff. But, pause. Yummers. Also, I'm gonna put the permit back because it's like annoying me in my pocket. Anyways, though, yeah, I just had such trouble, like, trusting myself, I guess. And something that helped me get more, like, in tune with my intuition, I guess you could say, was going on hikes, like, in the beginning of 2025 and stuff, and just kind of, like, sitting here, listening to sounds, smells. Because intuition, technically, it's like a sixth sense, in my opinion. So it's just another thing that you kind of have to train. And yeah, I don't know. I've learned to trust my intuition too, because I've learned to trust in there being a bigger picture. And the truth that God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, is kind of like breadcrumbing me. That's kind of how I felt like I experienced 2025, is like, and I mean, I still feel like I'm experiencing that now. Each time I think I know what's going on, something new happens, and I have no fucking clue. But that's not bad. That's just a bunch of opportunities to learn something new. Anyways, though, yeah. Following the breadcrumbs, following just like your innate, like, I wouldn't say desires, but like kind of in a way. Just the stuff that like you can't get out of your head for some reason. For me it's like music, I guess you could say. That was a big thing. And I still haven't like fully locked TF in, I guess, but I started writing songs this year, which I had never really done before. I wrote like a short one in 2024 for my dog, but yeah, that was a great experience. And I guess, you know, number 12, this one's more specific to me, but I learned that my dreams, that I can achieve my dreams, guys. And I know you're like, that actually did sound a lot more general than I was thinking. Whoa. Guys, number 13, I learned to accept my autism this year. I'll be so for real. I hated it for a while. I hated being different. I hated not being understood, of course, like duh. I hated the communication problems and the friendship problems that I had. And I was a D1 masker, guys. D1 masker. You know what? I can never be normal. Which I wanted it so bad back then. I wanted it so bad. Normalcy, acceptance, all of that. And then once I accepted that I can't have that from, I guess you could say, I would just say like the neurotypical society at large, well, at first, I kind of have to say, like, chronologically, I can't just say, like, oh, I accepted that, and then I accepted my autism and all my bad traits and all of the things that nobody else accepted, and then everything was wonderful, because that's not what happened. Something broke within me. That's what happened. We're halfway there. Heck yeah. And when I say something broke within me, I guess I mean like my will to live. And I know you're like, whoa, I'm like, whoa, that's deep. But it's true. I just stopped. I guess like I took care of myself in the ways that I could be like presentable and okay for society. But other than that fucking rock, guys. I'm gonna climb up that rock. Why do I sound like a little demon climbing up that rock? Because, I don't know, I'm excited about this rock. It's a very good viewpoint. You're such a big, pretty rock. Should I pose? 14. I think a reason why I liked coming out here so much was to just see something bigger than myself and to I guess, almost like scale my problems, because I'm not trying to like invalidate mine or others' problems when I say number 14, but I guess number 14 is I learned how big the world around me is, and I definitely started practicing like more like global awareness this past year, and awareness for everything. I coexist with spiders. I save bees, and it all sounds like, it doesn't sound silly, but maybe it does to some people. But I think we've just forgotten as people. And I know we're not supposed to, or I was going to say like how we're supposed to exist, you know? Obviously, we can't just be like roughing it living in the mountains anymore. Like, we have enough advancement to, you know, have good houses and good cities. But this digital age that we're entering is terrifying, and you risk losing all of this, which matters so much more to me than like some stupid fucking chat GPT photo. It matters so much more to me. And I low-key don't see people being angry enough about AI, honestly. I would say it's one of the most evil things I've heard in a long time. But not actually, because there's much more atrocious, scary things happening every day. And you know what? Wait, what was 14? Oh, 14 was the world is so much bigger than like our own personal worlds, if that makes sense. So yeah, just like scale your problems. Don't invalidate yourself, but also just appreciate things. I guess 15 is like, we all have to live our lives regardless of the suffering and terrible things that are going on in this world. And there's so many times where I wondered, where I was like, why isn't all of this stopping? How are systems still functioning and people still going about their lives when people are dying and getting massacred, and there's genocides for literally no good reason? And fuck. You know what? That is 16. That is 16. I learned that this is like a very multifaceted one, but I guess in general, I'm just much more of like a detailed person. I'm someone who notices a lot more things, and so I guess, and yeah, 16 is basically, I learned to accept my sensitivity and my deepness, and how everything just means 10 times fucking more to me than the average person. I learned that my sensitivity makes me stronger, bitch. I don't know, I'm not saying that to you guys. But yeah. So I guess I notice like the hidden beauty in things more than other people. I hang on to words a lot more too. That's something I have noticed about myself. And also, you know what? Number 17, I learned that I don't think I'm going to be able to work a regular job in like, I guess what I mean is kind of like, just like a minimum wage position at, like, you know, I mean, there's retail, there's restaurant, there's theme parks, all, like, that kind of stuff, because I worked in one of those categories at my previous job. And then I've also done Spirit Halloween retail, which, like, maybe there's a small chance. We'll see how I feel this year, if it feels doable for me or not. But it might. But I just love the people who I work with too, so that's the good thing about Spirit, is I don't have to worry about, like, communication difficulties or, like, masking too much, which that is my main concern. And that is why I don't believe that I can get another job like that, because I'm sorry, I'm literally like, I can't go home at the end of the day feeling so empty like I used to, and just, like, just interacting with that sheer amount of people every day, like, it's hard. And props and kudos to all the people who do it, because I see you and I see how freaking hard it is. Okay, sorry, I'm freezing up here now because I've been sitting. And yeah, people don't really talk about that enough. Like, it's hard for me as an autistic person, but, like, also that work just isn't fucking easy either. Okay, like, let's give all our retail, fast food, theme park workers claps. I cannot potentially deal with more workplace miscommunication for just being me, for just existing. Like, bro. Because the problem with me is I'm not someone who can really separate, like, my work life and my life. They become very intertwined. And even now, like, with my Kung Fu studio and stuff, like, it's very intertwined, but it's good because we don't miscommunicate. And yeah, it's just a very positive, like, influence in my life. And also, I don't literally work that much, which, yeah, but isn't this cute? Ow. Oh my fucking god, Emma. Jesus. Okay. Ooh, I like this rocky rock. So pretty. Yes. Yeah, guys, this is why my favorite color is green. Like, when I say my favorite color is green, this is what I mean. Okay. So, we're on number 18, and actually, guys, all of those were kind of, like, off the top of my head, because I said I was going to go chronologically, but all of those came to me from January, so, like, or, like, from the first one, if that makes sense. Anyways, so let's go back to, like, March 2025. I learned that you cannot, so this is 18? Yeah. I learned that you can't move on from someone while still seeing them, like, 4 or 5 days a week and being best friends. I wish it was possible, and, you know, maybe it is possible for some people, but it wasn't for me. So that is my personal lesson, and I think, like I said, there's no time for regrets, but I think if I would have learned that lesson sooner, I could have saved myself from a betrayal. I could have. And that'll lead me to number 19. Don't get your fucking friends jobs. Sometimes. Or what I should say is really, really feel good about your job before getting your best friend hired. That brings me to lesson 20 that I learned. And that lesson is, I guess, oh my fucking god. Literally? Wait, guys. Now, how the fuck am I supposed to, I need like a, okay. God damn it. I can't do this with my phone in my hand. I'll be back. And I'm completely fucking dry. Take that, river. But as you guys can see, it started to rain. 20 is be okay when people depart from your life. I guess not like be okay, but don't try to like keep them. Don't do that, because you're, what's the word? I'm thinking of like compromising yourself, but I don't know if that's right. But I guess finally I got to a point with my friend where I was being shown a pattern of behavior that like didn't align with my values, and you know, like, don't just cut your friends off, give them chances. But after like, I don't even know what number we were on, guys. I don't even know. My bad. It's okay though. I learned. And that's the most wonderful thing. What helped me release this person was I was like, God is showing me this. Like, they're not just like doing this because I don't even know. Like, I kind of just got to the point where I was like, this again? Like, I thought we got past this like 2 months ago. But I guess some good advice that one of my friend's cousins told me at a Labor Day party was, okay, wait, I have to stop because look. Oh, it's a little passageway. I remember last time I like skipped and danced through this. That's what I mean, guys, when I say like, I was whimsical, and I'm still whimsical, but I'm realistic too. Oh yeah, but basically, he told me, he was like, no matter how good the good is, the bad is still going to be there. And I just had to accept that, because sometimes that is the case with people. Also, what is that fog on me? Whoa. Am I aura farming, guys? 21. I learned to bring pepper spray when walking my dogs, because I got freaking attacked by a dog. I mean, 21 too. Getting attacked by a dog fucking hurts. Like, genuinely, 100% my worst injury of 2025, and I took like 2 falls. What else did I do? Okay, well, I can't remember, but dog bite really stands out. I guess kind of 21 ties back to 20, because I learned a lot of things through the dog bite that I hated to confront. Like, okay, basically, you know what? I will immortalize this story here right now. I thought that piece of wood was a person, low-key. Like, through the bushes, I was like, So basically, my friend and I were literally gonna go and like, I was gonna get my tongue pierced that night, right? And I've been wanting my tongue pierced since I was like 15. And I tell my mom just to like, you know, be respectful, I guess, and let her know, but you know, I'm an adult, I can make my own choices. And then she just kind of like comes to my room and is like, I can't believe you fell for all of that like AI mind propaganda. Like, I just thought you were smarter than that. What? And the most ironic thing is she literally had her tongue pierced at 19. 21. Oh, yeah. So my mom says all that to me and I'm like, that didn't really make me feel great. So I go and I walk my dogs to get a breath of fresh air. Yeah, so I go walk my dogs. I get like to the corner basically. And I see the boxer and she's out. She's looking at me. I scoop up both of my dogs like this in either arm and I have the idea. I'm like, you know what? If I can just like get past her, I can go completely around and just like avoid her, like going around on like the other street, if that makes sense, instead of like just still walking on like the same street that she's out on. So I begin to cross the road and Pookie starts fucking barking at her. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, like, stop. And I see her fucking, like, do the thing with her feet. Like, the running thing, guys. Okay, also, pause for a second, because another rock passage. So, yeah, she's running at us. I just jump up on my neighbor's fence. It was kind of like a raised cement fence, then with, like, metal rails on top of it. So I'm like I'm behind her and she just starts going at it. She comes in, she gets the big one first, I'm pretty sure. She goes, wah! And then she starts like, I guess like scraping me with her mouth. I don't know if that makes sense, but they weren't as big of bites, essentially. And I'm just sitting there taking it. I didn't make a sound, guys. I don't even know. Fear response, whatever. So I'm like not making a sound. I'm just holding my dogs. Like, I don't even know. I'm like just getting them away from her, you know? And finally a fucking neighbor was literally parking. So she runs out of her car. She gets the dog away from me. And I'm like, I was like, get her in the gate. I'm like, close it. So she does. And I'm like, ooh. And then she's like, oh my God, like, we gotta let these people know. We gotta call the police. She's saying the whole thing. And I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck does all this even mean? What? Police? Like, and then, thank God she was there though and like told the neighbors that I got attacked. And I like showed them my leg because they don't understand English and I don't understand Spanish, so that would have been really rough if I had to talk to them, I guess, basically. I mean, I don't even know if I would have. I was planning on just walking away, bro. But that lady was like, no, they need to know. And the dog has never been out since. Ever. So, good on them. Anyways, yeah. Went to take my dogs back and like get my phone to take a photo and stuff. Ran into my brother walking my other dog on the way, thankfully. He takes the dogs back for me. He runs, he gets my phone. We take photos. The neighbor who helped me cleans up my wound a bit. I call my sister to take me to the hospital on her lunch break. And I do, and I get stitches, and then I go home. And that was that, but obviously couldn't get my tongue pierced being on antibiotics. And yeah, so I mean, that was a terrible experience, honestly. That was terrible, but like, I don't even know, guys. The scar is just also like so deep that my leg, like the muscle behind it, is still hard. Like, fuck. Yes. We did it. Hello. This is great. Just gonna like boop, boop, boop. I can literally go anywhere. This is beautiful. That water looks a lot browner than the last time I was here. And I told you guys about the potential algae growth, right? Yeah, so I'm probably not gonna take a dip, even though that sounds so nice. Oh, the crow, don't even, oh my God. You guys are literally like gagging on that rock. Divas. Yeah, everyone probably got the heck out because it's raining. Bro. They won't stop being beautiful and adorable. Okay, bye guys. They genuinely like accompanied me this whole way. So kind. One second. I just want to make sure that my audio was still okay with the giant waterfall flowing in the background. But yeah, it seems fine. Anyways, here it is in all its beauty. Last time I swam like over there. I don't even know if I climbed over there. That was a lot harder to climb than it did when I did it. But then I went over there, explored a bit. It was fun. That water though, it felt like the most like, I don't even know how to describe it, guys. Almost like abundant, if that makes sense. But it was just so cold. Like being like slapped with that coldness. But it felt comforting. It didn't feel like hurtful. Like the water was like holding me. If that makes sense. Okay, I don't know where I left off with you guys, but I'm leaving the falls. I have my poncho on because, well, it started raining and then it stopped. But now I have it on just like in case it starts raining again because my other hood is like not good, you could say. And also I just feel like this is like a good amount of warmth, you know? There's literally like a blanket under here. But then my arms, the parts that don't really get that cold, are free. They're free. Anyways, love the waterfall. Love the waterfall. I got alone time at the waterfall. That didn't happen last time. The last thing I'll say about the dog attack was another situation where kind of felt like God was showing me like who people really are. And that shit pissed me off. I'm sorry, it did. Like, I'm accepting of where I'm at right now in my life. But do you know how annoyed I was when the one time I was injured, I guess like dependent, because I'm very independent, guys. I'm very good at like, I guess, solving my own shit and just like dealing with it. Yeah, straight up. But there are small times where I do become dependent, like this situation. And basically some of the people in my life kind of failed me when I was a little crippled. There was other people where I was like, wow, like, you guys really cared. You're really sweet. This is so nice. But basically, I was at the mall seeing Superman with a few people, and they just kept like forgetting that I couldn't walk fast, and then they would all leave me, and it was very awkward, especially like just random people in the mall watching that scene where I'm just like fucking limping with a cane because I didn't have access to like crutches or anything. So I'm just like hobbling, being like, guys, because I'm not gonna like yell that shit, but I was just like, guys, like, don't leave me. And then, you know, they turn around, they're like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I forgot, but that's the whole fucking thing, is I learned how, the stomps, how unconsidered, I guess, I was by some people. And that's not, once again, this isn't a diss to said people, because a lot of the time, people just be worrying about themselves, and that's not like an evil or bad thing to do. But I want to be friends with people who consider me. That's another thing I learned from the dog bite, was kind of like who really was supporting me and who kind of and who wasn't. But I couldn't have learned that without going through the dog bite situation and being in such a vulnerable state. So 2.5 miles to go. Also, don't you guys love grass? People who are allergic to grass. That's not even funny, but I just love this grass. Like, I don't know, I love seeing myself against a green background too. It's great. Okay, we're at another crossing. This, I might need to put my phone away for this one. This is the very like precise rocks, and it's also like 2 times longer. Not 2 times, maybe like a little bit longer than the other one. But yeah, see you on the other side. 22. Don't take early morning classes. Don't choose that. Don't force yourself to do that. You're not going to do it. You're not. And I swear to God, though, this experience of my 7:30 a.m. class, all I'm saying is it better make my 9:30 classes feel like a breeze. Like, it better. Because I did like a 9:30 a.m. psych class in spring of 2024. And well, okay, but I was doing like so bad then. So I feel like that was a big reason why it was like unbearable for me to get to class at 9:30. I was like, damn, like, bro, you fell off. But then it was impossible for me to get to class at 7:30, but that's because it's cold. I just am someone who appreciates comfiness and coziness, and I have a lot of willpower. That's the thing. I do have a lot of willpower and grit and determination, but sometimes my comfort comes first, bruh. And my brain's like, no, I'm not gonna get you out of bed. Why would I do that to go, like, it's also just because the class didn't feel super purposeful too. So that was a problem with that specific class at 7:30. But what was the point of that? Well, yeah, that's lesson 22 or 22. I feel like that's a pretty simple one. 23. Well, let's think. 23 is going to be to not go on the cruise line that my grandma goes on, which I love, and my storage right out. Which means I'm just going to have to edit this as soon as I get home. I got myself like a sliver of storage, but I think I'm just going to finish the video here, hike out, go home, edit the shit, and then it'll be hiking vlog. And 24, that one, it's going to be, don't feel embarrassed for how much you loved someone or something, or, you know, like, I think that one is kind of a balanced thing, because it's like, you should definitely learn. I definitely learned, you know, like, oh, I shouldn't be giving all of my fucking self for absolute breadcrumbs, you know? I think self-respect is a very important thing that I learned. But I'm also not going to be mad about how passionate and just how excited I was about certain things. That's, even though that's a feeling that's kind of not here for me right now, I know it's going to come back. And it's going to come back with better, more balanced things that actually serve my highest self and my best well-being. And I'm going to love them so much. But love is like the only thing that's gotten me this far. So I'm not going to feel ashamed or embarrassed about how much I loved things that didn't work out. That's just like, it was meant to go that way, but that doesn't make the love a waste or anything like that. And 25, you know, 25 is kind of like a 2-in-1 again, but basically, number one, it's okay to not know your sexuality, and it's okay to just stop searching for a label, because I basically, yeah, like unlabeled queer, that's how I feel as of this moment. But there's so many times where I did find comfort in like the lesbian label, but I don't want to misrepresent the community by identifying like that, because I also just have such like a layered and complicated relationship with men that, and also no experience to really back it up. So it's just like, it's just one of those things I'm just gonna have to wait and see about. But I just am not one of those people who was able to be like, yeah, I know for sure. Because my experience has been very complicated, and yeah, so it's okay to not know. And the second part of 2020, or the second part of 25 lesson is like, basically, I guess like trust. Wait, this already was one. Didn't I say that? Anyways. Well, I mean, I'll still say it anyways. I might be repeating myself. But trust where the universe is putting you. And, you know, the universe has miraculous ways of turning some things that you thought were never meant to happen, or never, you know, meant to be. They have miraculous ways of making it happen and making it meant to be, and putting people in the same places. And that's just something that I learned too. The best thing that I do when I don't know something is nothing. Because when I tried to do stuff when I didn't know what I was working with, that leads to like fires. Like, I'm just thinking of like trash bag fires, like just all around me. That's kind of how my life felt when I was operating from that place. But when you just operate from like trust and faith that everything is going to work out the way it's supposed to, the trash fires go away. So that was 25 things I learned in 2025. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.